Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Welcome to India Currents, and we are a magazine out of California, and it's one of the best magazines for the Indian diaspora. So, for our American audiences, tell me the
Mhm.
meaning of your name, please.
Sorry, the name of the.
Your name, Divyenndu.
Sorry, come again, Monica. I couldn't hear you.
The meaning of your name,
The
Divyenndu.
meaning of mine. Yeah, okay. So, how Divyenndu came as like my nana, he was a Sanskrit professor, and he gave the name Divyenndu. So you break Divyenndu into two parts, which is Divya Indu, which is like a divine glow, something which has a divine glow.
Okay, that's great because I think it also means the moon, and it's a lucky month for you,
Moon
October,
also.
because we have two moons in October,
Oh
one
wow.
on October 1st and one on October 31st. So it's a blue moon. So, and your season two of Mirzapur is, being
Wow.
broadcasted. So congratulations
That's a
again. So
that's a good knowledge there, Monica. Thank you so much.
so tell me about your role. Who do you play in Mirzapur?
I play Munna Tripathi,
Okay.
son of Akhandanand Tripathi, and we are a small, cute family based out of Mirzapur. We deals in drugs and arms and carpets, but we are a small, loving family.
Great. And so, is there a theme in the part one and difference in part two? Because I confess, I had not watched it, but to prepare for your interview, I did watch it. And
I figured. I figured.
so tell me how the theme changes from one to two
No, the
of your.
theme doesn't change. The theme doesn't change. It's the same theme. It's the power hungry people, who everyone wants that ultimate power of which is the Gaddi of Mirzapur. Mirzapur is the name of the show. And so yeah, it's basically the DNA of the show remains the same. It's the politics between the characters which has changed, but yeah, the DNA is the same.
So, how did you prepare for this particular role? It's a pretty challenging role, and I've watched you in some of your previous ventures. So this
Mhm.
one has a different set of skills which you have to acquire. So how did you prepare for it?
I mean, I was preparing for it for the last 15, 20 years. It's not just this character, but you're preparing yourself as an actor and, you're honing your craft so that, you're able to play new characters and, challenging characters. I was waiting for something like this for the longest time, got it, I mean, just very fortunate that I got such a nicely author-backed role. It was almost like a dream.
That's great, and there's a lot of young energy, I think, in the production house as well as in with the directors. So
Yes,
tell me about
definitely.
it.
A lot of first timers, are there. People who are so to say underdogs, and they all came together. Great minds coming together. But yeah, when you get that kind of a team where you have Amazon coming with Excel, you have good talented actors, you have good directors, you have a very good screenplay writer, the creator of the show, Puneet Krishna. That's when everything comes together. It's an amalgamation of that, and thankfully, what we created, people really appreciate it. So yeah.
Yeah, I see there is a lot of drama and some emotional moments and a little bit of comedy, and that's my genre. I favor that, although I did watch some of the Quentin Tarantino movies and a lot of James Bond. So I love action, but I have to fast forward through all the violent scenes and stuff. But it just the method of producing that and shooting those scenes and all, I'm always intrigued by that. So did you have to retake any of the violent scenes over again, or one take was just enough? Because it would be just enough for me.
No, I tell you what, then you would really like Mirzapur because Mirzapur is not violent at all. You would love it. The violent scenes are not really violent. And it's actually it's a very mechanical thing to do, right? I mean, yeah, it has when it comes to shooting an action sequence, it has to be the camera angle has to be a certain way, it has to look real, and so yeah, you do do a lot of retakes there to get it right, and at the same time you have to capture the same thing from different angles. So you cannot just have one take and you move on, because in action you tend to you do a lot of different takes from different angles. So you cut fast, and you need to have that kind of energy which you said you see in stuff like Bond movies and etc.
Yeah, so then I'm sure you've got a great response. Many of my friends here, especially the guys, they are very fond of the sequence. But also in India, and I'm sure you got a lot of feedback from friends and family. And so, was there any difference what was the time gap between shooting of 1 and 2? And did you have to jump back into the skin of this character, or
Oh,
um,
well, because Mirzapur, since the time it released, it became such a big rage, so to say, that people never really, let us forget anything about Mirzapur. So every day on social media, there was a new meme, a new conversation about Mirzapur. So, so it was pretty fresh in our memories. Although there was a gap of 1 year in between, but yeah, our fans they made sure that we don't forget anything about Mirzapur.
That's wonderful. And when you play such roles, do you think about your responsibility towards a younger audience? Because there are so many impressionable young children who are watching this also, with adults who already have some filters in place. But what do you think your role as an actor?
See, I tell you what, we have to begin with, we have to come out of the hypocrisy of this, that we feel that it's all rosy and nice and sweet world outside. These characters, they are coming from the society only. They're coming from you and me, and the kind of people we not necessarily know in person, but yeah, but these demons, they do exist, in the society. So, first of all, we have to accept that. Secondly, you don't romanticize these things, and that's when when you see the whole thing, and especially the second part, you see how badly these guys, the power-hungry people, no matter how romanticizing it was looking in the part one, they ended up pretty badly. So you take whatever you take any which ways. I mean, every film, every like you say, I mean, in a Bond movie as well, a Bond identity, there is so much action, but there is so much human drama as well. So it's up to you what you take from the project. And I always believe uh, that uh, I mean, everyone who's watching it is an adult, right? So you got to treat people as adults, and they have to make their own decisions. If they can choose a government, they can definitely make better decisions in life. And if they can't, it's too bad. I mean, there are different kind of people in every society. Some who lead, some who follow. So they all their way ultimately.
Yeah, that's a good response. But tell me, growing up, did you read any such characters? I'm sure from Indian mythology, there are some um, people who have this bravado and the
No,
anti-heroes in this.
obviously, I mean, the whole Indian mythology is, it's so, matlab, bhara hua hai usse. So, we have Ramji, doing this thing, Ravan ke saath karna, or, if you take Mahabharat, there is so much violence in Mahabharat. Mahabharat is Mahabharat because of the violence, that endless thing which, the Yudh, which was, on between Pandavas and Kauravas, and we
Mhm.
all know the aftermath of that also. So that's what I said. It's what you take from a story. You whether you romanticize that, or you want to learn something from it. Uh, yeah. These kind of people are always there. It's a human tendency to be violent. Not everyone is to. And violence is not just with guns or anything. I mean, you have people who are suffering from domestic violence. We don't
Right.
think that kind of a violence is a violence, but that's something which is even more brutal, that scars you as a person, your psychology.
So
So
I
yeah, violence
it
is there. It's
on
part of
several
human
of those
nature.
yeah, the series does touch several aspects of human
Yes.
interaction and
Yeah.
violence, and especially the interaction between men and women is very very important to watch in this particular series. And I think your interaction with the female characters also is very interesting. I mean,
Right.
you play it very subtly without revealing the backstory. But it's pretty obvious from your actions. So I think you are going to do wonderful things in future.
Thank you so much.
And I would love to see how you interpret some other roles, and wish you all the best. And I'm sure the your fans are going to be glued to you and are going to be making you into a wonderful star. So wish you all the
Thank you.
best.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Who do you gonna vote for?
Oh no, I mean that's personal. I was
That's a
watching the
secret
debate
ballot.
last night.
Let me tell
I
let me tell you my thing. Don't vote for Trump. That's a
Okay.
request.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
All the
Bye
best.
bye.
Okay. Bye.